as you have health and strength, reaching your goal, nothing should prevent. Every time you fall, get up again. Don't sit down there like that and complain. You got to stand up and continue fighting. Don't give up, keep courage, you must win. Don't you know, behind every dark cloud, there's a silver lining. So don't give up hope now, we gotta keep on trying. Oh Lord, we gotta keep on going. We gotta keep on moving on. Obstacles will get in the way, stumbling blocks to hinder your day. But you can't afford to let them stop you, no matter how hard it is to go through. You got to stand up and continue fighting. Endurance shall win in the ending. Don't you know, behind every dark cloud, there's a silver lining. So don't give up hope now, we gotta keep on trying. Oh Lord, we gotta keep on going. We gotta keep on moving on. Be of a strong, positive mind. Negative thoughts, leave them behind. We got to go forward in sure certainty. Let no element humbug that possibility. But if you give up, you have no way of knowing if next day would have brought good tidings. Don't you know, behind every dark cloud, there's a silver lining. So don't give up hope now, we gotta keep on trying. Oh Lord, we gotta keep on going. We gotta keep on moving on. Behind every dark cloud, there's a silver lining. So don't give up hope now, we gotta keep on trying. We gotta keep on going. We gotta keep on moving on. We know it's a long and winding road, and we got a heavy load, but we have to hold it straight. Get up and try again, because behind every dark cloud, there's a silver lining. So don't give up hope now. When everything seemed to be gone, the worst thing to do is sit down and mourn. Don't let frustration get the better of you and make you do things you should never do. You got to keep the faith, you can't surrender. You never know, tomorrow may be brighter. Behind every dark cloud, there's a silver lining. So don't give up hope now, we gotta keep on trying. Oh Lord, we gotta keep on going. We gotta keep on moving on. as you have health and strength, reaching your goal, nothing should prevent. Every time you fall, get up again. Don't sit down there like that and complain. You got to stand up and continue fighting. Don't give up, keep courage, you must win. Don't you know, behind every dark cloud, there's a silver lining. So don't give up hope now, we gotta keep on trying. Oh Lord, we gotta keep on going. We gotta keep on moving on. Obstacles will get in the way, stumbling blocks hinder your day, but you can't afford to let them stop you. No matter how hard it is to go through, you got to stand up and continue fighting. Endurance shall win in the ending. Don't you know, behind every dark cloud, there's a silver lining. So don't give up hope now, we gotta keep on trying. Oh Lord, we gotta keep on going. We gotta keep on moving on. Be of a strong, positive mind. Negative thoughts, leave them behind. We got to go forward in sure certainty. Let no element humbug that possibility. But if you give up, you have no way of knowing if next day would have brought good tidings. Don't you know, behind every dark cloud, there's a silver lining. So don't give up hope now, we gotta keep on trying. Oh Lord, we gotta keep on going. We gotta keep on moving on. Behind every dark cloud, there's a silver lining. So don't give up hope now, we gotta keep on trying.
My Savior. It's so hard to deal with personal struggle. So sad when you feel alone in your trouble. It's real hard when you want to talk to a brother. It's so bad because of how some look at you after. So Jesus, come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Come and be while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover my head. Satan want me dead. Cover my back from human attack. So Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. People see you smile, but don't know the hurt that you're feeling. Even as God's child, at times your heart does be bleeding. Where can you go when you're really looking for healing? Who know how to flow when your soul needs some restoring? So Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me home from evils unknown. Cover my feet so I'll never retreat. Oh Lord, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me brother, cover me sister, them who under pressure. Cover, 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 cover the preacher, every church worker, the young believer. Cover, 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 the worship leader and intercessor, every gospel minister. Cover, cover, cover. Jesus alone is the one who has the real answer. The one on the throne is the true and loving Father. He will hold your hand and keep you from going under. He will make you stand and let you know he's a fixer. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me, man. You know the struggle sometimes. Cover me mouth, that the wrong thing wouldn't come out. Oh Lord, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover the Christian in the midst of aggression with the power of your right hand. Jesus, cover, cover, cover them helpless children. Jesus, defend them. Send help from heaven. Jesus, cover, cover, cover all them radio stations that blessing the nation. Grant divine protection. Jesus, cover, 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 cover me, cover me, cover me.
Yes, 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 yes. Let me say a special hello to all the 91.9 FM listeners, of course. Those listening in the diaspora on 95.9 FM, streaming live on Iowa TV or the Street 919 FM on YouTube, the Street 919 FM on Facebook, and the Street 919 FM on Instagram, as well as streaming live on WZYE TV on YouTube and WZYE 95.9 FM on Facebook. We'd like to welcome each and every one of you. Let me bring in my partner, the man himself, the one and only one, the man they call Uncle Tommy. Tommy, welcome.
Good afternoon and special Sunday. It's a special Sunday, the first Sunday in Lent. Glad to be here with you and with everyone on 91.9.
Yeah, we've been away for a little bit, but we are back with you, of course. And I know we're gonna bring you all the latest information here on Sunday Talk. Let's talk politics with yours truly, Professor Wall Street and Uncle Tommy on 91.9 FM, as well as streaming live on 95.9 FM in New York and New Jersey. So, Tommy, let me get our Sunday Talk pledge before we move on. Let's do that.
Anselm LeBon and Marshall Nesbitt solemnly swear to conduct this radio program in a true, fair, and balanced manner, ensuring that all perspectives are given equal consideration and that the information presented is objective and unbiased. We pledge to provide a platform where diverse voices can be heard, fostering open and constructive dialogue that serves the best interests of our audience and community. Our commitment is to uphold the principles of journalistic integrity and ethical broadcasting throughout the duration of this program. Thank you.
And there you have it, Tommy.
That's correct.
The one and only program where we bring an oath/pledge to you. Well, Tommy, the carnival season is finished.
Finally,
The jumping and the whining done. The gyrating done. All the drinking and festive done.
right? Now we're back to business as usual.
Now we back to business as usual. Yeah? We back to business now. And even though we back to business, Tommy, we have a major catastrophe in Trinidad and Tobago. I say a major catastrophe.
Of course, it's in Tobago specifically.
Yeah, well, I said Trinidad and Tobago because you know that we are one.
This is correct.
You know what I'm saying? And there's all kind of different summaries. Let me put it that way. Coming out of this oil spill, and we will try our best to clear up some of those things today with respect to the oil spill. Whether the boat and the barge was heading to Guyana, whether it was going to St. Vincent, whether it was ever in Venezuela, so many things to clear up, Tommy. But there is some news that just came to me. It's a press release. Prime Minister Rowley travels to Guyana today. Media release Sunday, the 18th February 2024. Prime Minister Rowley travels to Guyana today. Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Keith Rowley will travel to Guyana today, Sunday, the 18th of February 2024, where he will participate in Guyana's 2024 Energy Conference and Supply Expo. The conference is scheduled to begin tomorrow, Monday, 19th April 2024. Dr. Rowley is expected to deliver an address at the opening ceremony. The theme of the event is Fueling Transformation and Modernization. It aims to foster the exchange of innovative ideas, proposals, and strategies for substantial advancement within the energy sector. Minister of Energy and Energy Industries and Minister in the Office of the Prime Minister, the Honorable Stuart Young, will accompany the Prime Minister to the conference. While in Guyana, Prime Minister Rowley will also attend the 46th regular meeting of the Conference of Heads of Government of the Caribbean Community, better known as CARICOM. The meeting will be held under the chairmanship of the President of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, His Excellency Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali. Regional leaders will focus on several issues, including the CARICOM single market economy, food and nutrition security, climate resilience, energy security, and regional security. The Minister of Foreign and CARICOM Affairs, Senator the Honorable Dr. Amory Bong, will join Dr. Rowley at the CARICOM meeting. Minister of Finance, the Honorable Carl Imbert, will act as Prime Minister until Dr. Rowley returns. So, there you have it, Tommy.
Yep.
Prime Minister Rowley will be traveling today to
Guyana.
Yeah. Let me say welcome to Caribbean Soul. He says good afternoon. WZY TV.
Good afternoon.
He's asking a question here. Yeah. And then he says another thing. He's asking about the Service Commission and the proposed increases for ministers as well as the Prime Minister. And he wanted to know about the Minister of Energy, that he went to Venezuela during the oil spill. Yeah. So, Tommy, in my estimation, there is a lot of more questions than answers.
I fully agree. And that's what Fali has
Would you agree?
I do agree, and that's what Fali has been saying, that he has so many questions that are not being answered. I mean, it's only fair that he knows what's going on, but he's not getting the answers, are not forthcoming. And I know that's a reason for him to be very concerned. I think we all have to be concerned as to what's going on, because today it's a vessel that size carrying oil runs aground. smaller vessels carrying lethal cargo should be or could be able to get into our space without us detecting it until it's too late, or not seeing it at all, or not knowing at all. I think we have a crisis on our hands
Now,
where we need
uh,
to probably look for help or call for help.
well, I think that you remember when they had the oil spill in Alaska. Was the as
Valdez?
remember when they have the oil spill in Alaska? Yeah, yeah, the Valdez, right?
Yeah, Exxon Valdez, yeah.
Yeah. I would think that we would have reached out to some expertise who was involved in that in order to give us assistance, because I don't know if we have any contingency plan in TNT for oil spill. I don't know.
I mean, being in the energy business for over 100 years, we should, and I'm sure that there's something in place, because when we had an incident in Point Fortin not so long ago, it was ameliorated. Somehow they managed to contain it and resolve it. So I'm thinking that there has to be something in place that we've had to use before. However, in Pointe-à-Pierre, I remember that Guacara River was always oil slicked and laden. It was black all the time. I don't know what it looks like today. I didn't even take a look. But there was always oil in that river. I mean, we've been around oil for long enough to have something in place. I think there should be something in place.
So we hope, because this situation is one that can have a drastic effect on the economy of Tobago, especially when we look at it from a tourism perspective.
Economy and ecology.
You're correct. Knowing that many people go to Tobago for the beaches and so on, and we have to try to get to the bottom of this sooner rather than later, right? And with respect to who is responsible and who owns the boat, the tug, the barge, whatever you want to call it. I don't know, Tommy boy. I will think that to find out the owners, it's pretty easy. I would think so.
If it's a normal situation or things are being done above board, but if it's an undercover operation and there's a bit of hiding going on, then it becomes quite a task, and it seems to be such at this particular point. Something is nefarious.
Well, so I did a little research and I did a quick sort of editorial. Young on Tobago oil spill. Over 350 vessels named Gulfstream. Minister of Energy and Energy Industries, Stuart Young, said that there are over 350 vessels named Gulfstream, which makes it difficult for state agency to find the owners of the capsized ship leaking off the coast of Venezuela, the coast of Tobago, excuse me. However, according to marinetraffic.com, just about every commercial vessel will have an AIS transponder. Specifically, AIS is mandatory on all ships of 300 gross tonnage and upwards engaged in international voyages. Cargo ships of 500 gross tonnage and upward not engaged on international voyages, and passenger ships irrespective of size. Tankertrackers.com, trusted by marine insurers, oil producers, and traders, finance government, and top news organizations to track down oil shipments. We shine a light on dark fleet. So here is information coming from tankersjockers.com. On January 26, 2024, breaking news on tankertrackers.com. Tugboat Ranger and tank barge #Gulfstream was sighted in Pozuelo Bay, Venezuela, during the last week of January 2024. And Bijram, could you call back? Let me finish the editorial. Okay, let me go back to that. Tankerstrackers.com. Tugboat Ranger and tank barge #Gulfstream was sighted in Pozuelo, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, Pozuelo Bay, Venezuela, during the last week of January 2024. Tankerstrackers.com stated there's an AISP gap between 2024-1-22, that's January 22nd, 2024, and February the 4th, 2024, north of Venezuela. That's 13 days for just 375 nautical miles. Listen to this, right? The Ranger was heading towards the port of Mustique, St. Vincent, and the Grenadines.
Okay.
This is what they were saying. We believe this is Venezuelan fuel, and that's what we are now looking into. However, Venezuelan oil minister told Pedro Talacia reporters on Friday the vessels have nothing to do with state oil company PDVSA of Venezuela, but the country is collaborating with Trinidad's investigation, including the oil type. Brazil also has offered help, Trinidad government says. Guyana Vice President Dr. Barrett Jagdeo says his country should not be held accountable for Tobago's oil spill disaster, which was caused by a vessel that was en route to Guyana. The vessel ran aground just off the coast of Cove and was discovered on February 7th, just after 7:20 a.m. During a media conference in Guyana, where it noted the country was named as being the vessel's intended designation, and if it will take some sort of responsibility, Jagdeo answered in the negative. I don't know about that. Firstly, I don't know anything about it. They were trying to find out from from us, whether the vessels came to Guyana. But even if it's destined to Guyana, any vessels destined to Guyana could couple over, sink, and create problems. So we will stop. So would we stop vessels coming to Guyana? According to Mr. Hines, the tug towing barge to Guyana behind the oil spill. This was from the Trinidad Guardian. The overturned vessel around a reef at Cove Tobago off Cano Bay, which is leaking oil. In an article in the Trinidad Guardian stated, a tugboat towing a barge from Panama, bound for Guyana, was involved in an oil spill incident off Tobago. And the wrecked barge, which is leaking the oil, is now sinking. Government has called in top international maritime security investigators, IR Consilium, to support local and regional efforts to identify the vessel and their owners. National Security Minister Fitzgerald Hines confirmed this yesterday in a response to Guardian media queries on the issue. The Trinidad and Tobago Coast Guard confirmed the barge was being towed by the tug, the Solo Creed, from Panama. Investigation revealed that the vessels appear to have been bound for Guyana. However, the Guyana authorities confirmed that neither the tug nor the barge ever entered Guyana waters. So just as we say, Tommy, there is more questions than answers. And Bijram, sorry about that. Welcome, Bijram. Yeah? So there are more questions than answers. And we can surmise certain things from what we heard so far. And what we're going to do. Hey, caller, welcome.
Yeah, good day. How are you? Sorry to be late.
No problem.
You hear me?
Yeah, we hearing you.
But the dal take a little too long to cook on. Like the dal hard.
Okay.
You soak it all kind of thing. Now don't cook there, so you keep me back a little. Hear this.
Yeah.
I send a video for you, right?
Okay.
Examine the video before you post it up there. See if that AI concerning Biden
That's AI.
with the oil.
That's AI. That's AI.
Eh?
That's artificial intelligence.
You believe so?
Yeah, there are two videos circulating in Trinidad and Tobago. One is with the president of Pan Tobago, Beverly Ramsey Moore, and the second one is that video with with President Biden. Those two are AI. 100%.
Oh.
They are AI. But Bishop, we gotta go for the break. Let me go for the break. Call us back after the break, okay? Yes. After the break as well. So, folks, we're gonna go for a quick station identification. Of course, the Sunday Talk, Let's Talk Politics with yours truly, Professor Wall Street and Uncle Tommy on 91.9 FM and streaming live on WZYE 95.9 FM in the diaspora. Stick and stay. We'll be right back after this.
When everything seemed to be gone, the worst thing to do is sit down and mourn.
Every Sunday from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Let's talk politics on a Sunday on the Street 919 FM. Sunday Talk. Come on, people. This is a balanced program. Share the love.
So don't give up hope now. We gotta keep on trying.
Renting a car in Tobago should be quick, affordable, and easy.
Wow.
Here at Oni Rentals, we make the process as simple as possible by using our easy e-sign-up. Yep, we can sign you up from just about anywhere using our tablets. See? All done. And everything goes straight into the cloud. Yeah, you're on your way. Are you coming to Tobago? Book your car rental with us and enjoy the most affordable rates in Tobago. But hurry, because cars go pretty fast. Call 361-1042. That's 361-1042. One more time, 361-1042. O'Neill Auto Rentals, Tobago, taking you further.
The views expressed are not necessarily the views of the management of the Street 919 FM.
Listen up. Share the light. I want everybody to share the light. Downtown posse, I feel share the light. Uptown posse, I feel share the light. Share the light. Everybody just share the light. Tobago, share the light.
Mash up there, 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 mash up there. Today don't feel like a Monday at all, no way. It don't feel like a Tuesday at all, no way. It don't feel like a Wednesday at all, no way. It don't feel like a Thursday at all, no way. It don't feel like a Friday. Don't feel like
Mash it up. Well. Real vibe. Here we go. Mash it up. Here we go. Everybody jump right there. Today, mash up there. Today, mash up there. Today, mash up there. Let me try your one way. Today, mash up there. Today, mash up there. Today, mash up there. Let me show you what I'm on them and mash up. 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 Mash up.
You have a strong positive mind. Negative thoughts, leave them behind. We got to go forward in sure certainty. Let no element humbug that possibility. But if you give up, you have no way of knowing if next day would have brought good tidings. Don't you know, behind every dark cloud there's a silver lining. So don't give up hope now. We gotta keep on trying. Oh God, we gotta keep on going. We gotta keep on moving on. Behind every dark cloud there's a silver lining. So don't give up hope now. We gotta keep on trying.
And of course, we are back with you. The Sunday Talk, Let's Talk Politics with yours truly, Professor Wall Street, Uncle Tommy and you on 91.9 FM and streaming live on WZY 95.9 FM. So, Tommy, there is a lot of questions that appears to remain unanswered. There are also questions where, with respect to where exactly were these two vessels heading? Were they heading to St. Vincent or were they heading to Guyana? So far, the Guyanese saying, we don't know anything about it. In Trinidad and Tobago, they are saying it was heading to Guyana.
I want to know why the vessel that was doing the towing disappeared, and if no one can locate that vessel. I mean, we have eyes in the sky that looks at the entire world today. I don't think that should be any rocket science at this particular point to find that vessel.
Well, Tommy, from what you just stated there, here is another question. How could a vessel, two vessels, appear in Trinidad and Tobago waters? I'm saying Trinidad and Tobago waters because we don't know if it passed through Trinidad waters before it gets to Tobago. How could a vessel be in Trinidad and Tobago waters and somehow it escaped the Coast Guard? How could that be? So therefore, Tommy, think about this, right? If these two vessels escape the Coast Guard, what other vessels are escaping the Coast Guard on a daily basis?
This is what I was saying earlier. This time it's oil. Who knows what the other vessels that escape or surveillance carries?
I mean, that is a question. Fat Soul is asking, while crude oil going to Guyana when they are producing crude oil? It's my understanding, Tommy, that there was a statement that stated that it was not crude oil.
What was it?
Huh?
What is it?
It's some type of oil. We know that much. Let me see.
All I'm hoping is that it's not nuclear waste.
Well, they said it was some type of oil. Right? Let me get.
Because if this happens with oil, can it not happen with nuclear waste?
But Tommy, you think they'll be transporting nuclear waste between Trinidad, between the Caribbean, though? Where would they be going with that?
Guess what? You just don't know who's doing what. And you don't know where they put in what and where they're taking what and what they're doing. Especially when this operation was such a secret that there are no even identifying marks on the barge or the vessel or whatever, however you want to call it. It's disturbing.
Yeah, I think even more disturbing. In addition to the oil spill, what is even more disturbing is how many other vessels? Okay, so Renwick Joe, welcome. Caribbean Soul is saying that they said it's bunker fuel. Right?
Okay.
So
what's the difference with bunker fuel and regular fuel?
That's a good question, Tommy. We could find that out. So, Tommy, here is the Minister of Energy in the Parliament.
Earlier this afternoon, we had the Honourable Prime Minister, the member for Diego Martin West, give us a comprehensive statement as to all of the factual steps that have taken place from the 7th of February, when this disaster first became apparent, to date. And in that record that the Prime Minister put on the table before us, it shows clearly that all of the agencies that are required to work are working, and it has said what has to be done. The first thing that we need to understand is that this vessel was probably overturned somewhere out in international waters. There was absolutely no debris found anywhere near to where the vessel eventually ended up, which is upside down on a reef, unfortunately, in Tobago waters. The Maritime Division, the Trinidad and Tobago Coast Guard, other intelligence agencies, including Caribbean Impacts, have been assisting us in tracing and tracking the identity of the owners of these vessels, if such exists, because we are all very aware that there are occasions, unfortunately, in international trade where less than legal activities take place. What we have been able to ascertain, and to put an end to the speculation that is coming, unfortunately, from those on the other side and fueling social media, etc., is that this vessel contained fuel, as at this stage, what the labs have told us, it is likely to be bunker C fuel, which is not crude oil, fortunately, and this bunker C fuel was on its way to Guyana. It seemed to have stopped off in Aruba, which is a source of possible fuel, and the satellite imagery has picked up that this vessel was being towed.
Bunker
So there
C.
you have it. I think, I don't know. I don't know. Is that more questions than answers?
Well, we'll have to take that for what it's worth. He says bunker C fuel, so it's bunker C fuel.
Young and raw leaders lie too much. Richard Young, welcome. I don't know. I can't read what Richard Young wrote there. But Richard, welcome. Where are you joining us from? Captain Sinks of vessels overturned. Captain Smith say, Captain Singh say intelligence agencies were asleep. I don't know what word is this here. Acetan. Ascertain?
Ascertain.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
It's a question.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Yeah, but bunker C fuel.
Let me Google that. What's the difference between bunker C fuel and crude oil? What difference does it make?
And let's find out.
Huh?
Let me see.
You gonna ask oh God. Tell me I have a poor network connection here.
Let me see.
Anyway. But that's what was said. What is bunker? What is bunker?
What is bunker C fuel?
Bunker C fuel.
Bunker C fuel.
Yeah. What is bunker C fuel?
Heavy fuel oil.
Okay, this is what it is. Bunker C fuel is a term for fuel used by ships to power their engine. It is usually a residual product of crude oil refining, which means it's cheaper but also more pollutant than other types of fuel. You hear that?
Yep, yeah.
Bunker C fuel comes in different grades, such as bunker A, bunker B, and bunker C, depending on the viscosity and sulfur content. Bunker C is the most common and the cheapest grade, but is also the highest sulfur content and requires heating to pump. Bunker A and B are less viscous and have lower sulfur content, making them suitable for smaller ships and boilers. The International Maritime Organization have imposed regulation on the sulfur content of bunker C fuel to reduce the environmental impact of shipping. Since 2015, the bunker C fuel used in certain regions called sulfur emission control areas must have a maximum sulfur content of 0.1%. These regions include the Baltic Sea, the North Sea, the English Channel, and some parts of North America and Caribbean coast. From 2020, the global limit for sulfur content in bunker C fuel is 0.5%, which means that most ships will have to switch to lower sulfur alternatives such as marine gas oil, ultra low sulfur fuel oil, or liquefied natural gas. Wow. Wow. So you know what we learned there?
Mm-hmm.
It is a residual product of crude oil refining. It's cheaper and it's more pollutant than other types of fuels. So what that means, that depending on the type of bunker oil it is, fuel, type of bunker fuel, it will be more of a pollutant. It will be a higher pollutant. Oh well. Wow.
Yep.
Well,
It's a problem.
that's a problem. That's an even bigger problem now. Yeah?
Yep. But I want to know what's all the secret with tracking the source.
With who?
Tracking the source of it.
Well, other people have already tracked the source, you know. Let me see if I could bring this up here. Let me see if I could bring this up here. So this is what P.S. Robinson said. All of the story not adding up. So let me put it this way. Before I come out with part 2, a vessel is initially spotted in our territorial waters via the NCSRC system, then mysteriously vanished. We are led to believe that that didn't cause alarm and that a search began only after oil was discovered mashing up Tobago. Guyanese officials claimed the oil-laden vessel was bound for Guyana. However, tankerstrackers.com data suggests the vessel's destination was St. Vincent and the Grenadines. See, there we go. He went on to say, to put it simply, it's called #sanctions busting. You're doing all kind of things to hoodwink and distract, and it's always during #carnival time. Just that last time it went tragically wrong, and well, this time it opened up the Pandora box. When I said senior official, I meant it. All that bunkering, and we don't have any set of oil, Yet the oil flowing, Somebody been trying their hands. Crews didn't just vanish. So, tankerstruckers.com, breaking news, new details emerge regarding the #oil spill in Tobago. Satellite pictures taken on 2024, on February the 6th, 2024, day prior to news report, shows that Gulfstream barge had caused the spill 16, and I'm thinking that's nautical miles, 16
Well,
NM south of the island. Barge washed up and capsized overnight. There may have been choppy waters. That's from tankerstruckers.com. Right? Then they show you, right, the Solo Creed on February the 4th, 2024. And they show you its location close to Tobago. Right? Then tankerstruckers.com again stated that tank barge Gulfstream with a number 7734143, which capsized off the coast of Tobago on the 7th of February 2024, was seen in Pozuelo Bay, Venezuela during the entire final week of January. She may have been carrying as much as 35,000 barrels of fuel oil. We are seeing more barges lately from shore, right? And they give you the satellite picture. The next person, Logan Williams, on January the 18th, at Planet Sky Satellite, captured the Solo Creed/Ranger towing the Gulfstream, the highest resolution image I've seen of the pier. Someone was likely already watching the ship before the 18th in order to task this satellite image. Right. So here's all information, Tommy, from outside sources. Logan Williams again. Notably, the tug Solo Creed was photographed on December the 24th, 2023 in Panama by Maillage Offshore Corporation, a company previously contracted to transport oil for Venezuela, PDVSA. Also, it seems to be flying the Tanzanian flag upside down. And
wow.
a copy of it, right? I mean, a picture of it. Here we go again. Tankerstruckers found the February 4th image of the Gulfstream and tug, as well as a plausible time period where it might have taken on Venezuelan oil. So hear what they're saying, Tommy, that they may have taken on Venezuelan oil. And then tankerstruckers.com says, this may well be one of the latest available images of the vessel Gulfstream, which capsized off the coast of Tobago. It was photographed by @Planet just 2 to 3 days. Right? So here it is now. Right? This may well have been one of the last available images of the vessel Gulfstream, which capsized off the coast of Tobago. It was photographed by @Planet just 2 to 3 days prior to the catastrophe oil spill The vessels was told by Ranger, they gave a number, and they say thank you at Bellingcat for cruise. So Tommy, the answers are there.
So what is the problem with getting them to answer for their or to pay for their misdeed?
And here it is again. Breaking news. Tugboat Ranger and Tang Barge Gulfstream was sighted in Pozuelo Bay, Venezuela during the last week of January 2024. Bellingcat, an identified vessel, ran aground off the coast of Tobago on February 17, leaking oil, coating beaches, wildlife, and over 80 kilometers of the Caribbean Sea. Bellingcat on our Discord community looked into the origins of this mystery. And then it just tells you, according to today's press conference in Tobago, the Tang Barge was supposed to be laden with 5,000 metric tons of fuel oil, which is 35,000 barrels. Folks, that's a lot. That's a hell of a lot of oil.
Obviously, they're finding ways to go around the sanctions.
And here's a picture again from the 26th of February 2024. They have the Ranger and they have the Gulfstream. And there's the picture. Right? Here it is again, the oil spill. This is from the 6th on 2024. This is 60 nautical miles south of Tobago. Satellite imagery by Landsat. Maritime data by Maritime Traffic. Research by tankerstrackers.com with credit to Bellingcat. So Tommy, the information is there. They show you where the spill was. They show you where the Ranger was, the tugboat, and the Gulfstream, the Tang Barge. Yeah?
As long as they keep that, as long as they contain it and clean it up.
So Tommy, all the information is there. Yeah, the information is there. You know, I mean, I don't know, but
I don't know.
I don't know. Is there a 360 radar? Captain, even if there was a 360 radar, it didn't work. Or it worked and somebody looked the other way.
Something's fishy.
A video welcome. What Tobago people doing? Are they going to protest? Protest for what? Against who? Huh? What are they going to protest against, Tommy?
That's a good question. Very good question.
I don't know. I really don't know. Boy. And Tommy, let's go for the break. It's Sunday Talk. Let's talk politics with yours truly, Professor Wall Street, Uncle Tommy, and you on 91.9 FM and streaming live on WZYE 95.9 FM. Stick and stay. We'll be right back after this break. Don't go nowhere.
When everything seemed to be gone, the worst thing to do is sit down and mourn.
Every Sunday from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Let's talk politics on a Sunday on the Street 919 FM. Sunday Talk. Come on, people. This is a balanced program. Share the love.
So don't give up hope now. We gotta keep on trying.
Renting a car in Tobago should be quick, affordable, and easy.
Wow.
Here at O'Neill Rentals, we make the process as simple as possible by using our easy e-sign-up. Yep, we can sign you up from just about anywhere using our tablets. See? All done. And everything goes straight into the cloud.
Wow.
Yeah, you're on your way. Are you coming to Tobago? Book your car rental with us and enjoy the most affordable rates in Tobago. But hurry, because cars go pretty fast. Call 361-1042. That's 361-1042. One more time, 361-1042. O'Neill Auto Rentals, Tobago. Taking you further.
The views expressed are not necessarily the views of the management of the Street 919 FM.
Listen now. Share the light. I want everybody to share the light. Downtown pussy, I feel share the light. Uptown pussy, I feel share the light. Share the light. Share the light. Everybody just share the light. Tobago, share the light.
Yes. No audio.
Playing your games, you get your tail cut. And after that is ifs and buts. If I was bigger, if I was stronger, if my hands was a little longer. And all the time you're ifing and you're butting. If and buts doesn't mean a thing. If and buts are words that you use when you want to make excuse, like I could have this, I could have that, I should have this, I should have that. Well, if you could have, I could have that, you should have, I should have that. And if you could have, I could have that, you would have, I would have that. If you could have this and you could have that, you would have this and you would have that. And all the coulda and the shoulda, everything would have been like they woulda. You coulda what? I coulda that. 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 Na me ay. You na me ay. You can't box, you jump in the ring. And all the time, you're bobbing and you're weaving. What up, come? You fall on the ground. Not for help, you wouldn't stay down. You jump up quick, whop in your head. Before you lie down and pretend you're dead. Before you tell yourself to resign. One set of nonsense going through your mind. I could have this, I could have that. I should have this, I should have that. Well, if you could have, I could have that. You should have, I should have that. And if you should have, I should have that. You would have, I would have that. But you could have duck when you run amok, or you could have twist and you would have missed. But you stand up like a stiff with your big head. If they didn't stop the fight, you would have dead. You could have what? I coulda dance. You coulda what? I coulda dance. You coulda what? I coulda dance. You coulda what? I coulda dance. Na me na ma I hear they have a saying, man and woman equal. Believe what they say, you know, I nearly killed my girl. 2 bags of cement to go up on a hill. I'm glad we equal, girl, come and prove your skill. And so I live a bag of cement and I put it on her head. She fall down on the pavement, she nearly dead. I told her I am sorry, I did apologize. She tell me do not worry, plus a lot of lies. I could have did, I could have that, I should have did, I should have that. And if you could have, I could have that. You should have, I should have done. And if you should have, I should have done. You would have, I would have done. If
you coulda do, what you shoulda do, you woulda do, what you coulda do. You shoulda say woman tote the load from in front, carry man in the belly for 9 whole months. You shoulda that.
I shoulda dance.
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 Mami, Rama. We drive from the savannah, I feel I want to pee. I pull up by a corner and I lean up on a tree. The way she watching me, I know she want to pee. Up there are plenty tree, but she can't stand up like me. I do me thing quick, I run back in the car. She grabbed me by me collar, she wanted war. She watched me in my face and she started to cuss. That she wanted me to wait till my bladder bust. I coulda this, I coulda that. I shoulda did, I shoulda that. If I coulda
dance.
I woulda
dance.
And if I woulda
dance.
I shoulda
dance.
If I coulda do what I shoulda do, I woulda do what I coulda do. But when a hot pea come down on you, a man got to do what he got to do. I coulda what?
I coulda dance.
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 I don't want to wait too long to say I should have been gone. So I'm going.
And of course, we are back with you at Sunday Talk. Let's talk politics with yours truly, Professor Warshid and Uncle Tommy, and you on 91.9 FM and streaming live on WZY 95.9 FM. Of course, people share the live Iowa TV, the Street 919 FM on YouTube, the Street 919 FM on Facebook. You can reach us here at 973-868-1444. That's 973-868-1444. Tommy, that next number is not working for some reason. So we don't have to give that next. When we get off, I'll fix that.
Alrighty.
You know? So, Tommy, I guess we coulda and we woulda, right? We coulda.
Then you shoulda.
Is that boss Calypso, you know?
Of course.
Tommy,
Shadow's a legend, you know?
Boy, I played that thing over and over and over yesterday.
Shadow's a legend.
Coulda and you shoulda. It's like some people know that they don't know. And if you ever tell them that they don't know, they don't want to know
that they don't know.
Yeah. And somebody just sent me a video with Gary Aboud. Let me see if I could call Gary Aboud. Hold on, because I just saw a video with him doing something in Port of Spain.
Fisherman and Friends of the Sea or something like that.
Yeah, we're trying to call. Hey Gary, good afternoon. You are live on WZY 95.9 FM. You just want to can you give us a few minutes? Everybody's doing fantastic. How are you doing?
Not hearing him.
How was the snow?
Yeah, the snow, we're dealing with the snow, man. No problem at all. How are you doing?
Well, snow, we swimming in lies.
Man, I saw a video with you there when you put your hand in the water and you took out oil in that was in where was that?
That was in Chaguaramas in November.
Oh, okay.
That's a pullback, but in Tobago is a major issue. But maybe the online is Google or YouTube or whatever, they're resurfacing it or people are resurfacing it. But we have oil spills almost every day, you know. It's just that I mean, the sad reality is that the people who are supposed to protect us don't protect us. I mean, I'm not against any elected official, but they were elected by the people. The oil companies didn't elect them. The people depend on them to protect them. And I mean, you can listen to the videos. The same story that is told then is being told now in Tobago. Tobagonians are suffering bad.
Gary, what will be the outcome after all is said and done of this oil spill in Tobago? How does that affect the people of Tobago and by extension Trinidad?
Well, every drop of oil has an everlasting impact on human health. We don't have the type of equipment that you have up in the US to treat cancer, but cancer is accelerating in our country at a frightening level, and it's a mixture of what we breathe and what we eat. And I mean, the impact of the spill ultimately is, well, when you say the environment is your heartbeat and the blood that's pumped through your lungs and what you breathe. So, the bastards are supposed to pay, but those people who we have in government, and I'm not ill speaking this party or that party, because they all seem to forget where they came from. They don't even tell us who the owner of the boat is and the liability of how much they will have to pay and who will get the money. Let me explain. A man who cleans fish, he's a simple guy. He just cleans it for the man who sells it. Right now, when fish sales drop because people are afraid, the man who cleaned the fish, he don't get no work. The man who fixes the net or cleans the boat, he not getting work because a fisherman cannot go out. Now, the average fisherman who owns his boat, he's in a lot better position financially than the man who comes and works for him and depend on him to make a tide. And the man who works with him will get a share of what they get when they sell their fish. The value of the catch is broken up into shares. So the boat owner would get 2 shares, the engine owner would get 2 shares, the net would get 2 shares, and then the laborers who fish in, they would get 1 share. So they might take back 10% of the value of what is caught. And if a fisherman doesn't go out, a poor man is left to starve and suffer. So the impact is frightening. But no one, listen, what happens is when people get rich, they forget where they come from. That is repeated in history so many times. That's why sometimes you get people who remember their past, and those people are heralded as leaders, and people want to celebrate them. But it's sad. Nobody really thinking about the poor man on the ground, the taxi driver. The taxi driver suffering because a lot of cancellations to Tobago. And what about Grenada? We have satellite images that show that the oil cover at distance, the marooned oil that has been left to float to go up to Grenada and St. Vincent, it's about the size of 42 football fields. And how much of that oil is going to contaminate the fish that are going to swim back into our frying pan? And what about the volume of oil on the boat? Nobody tell us how much more oil yet to come out or what they're going to do to stop it from coming out. They have something called skimmers, which is like a vacuum, a marine vacuum to suck it up on the sea before it escape and go on the land or go further out on the sea. We have several skimmers in Trinidad, like 15. BP have, EOG have, Petrotrin had about 9. But they never even dispatch these skimmers. It's like just last week we started exploring oil. No one would think that January 1908, we hit our first well and started pumping oil. That's 116 years. It's really embarrassing. It's really disturbing and embarrassing.
So, Gary,
and I wish it was an isolated event, but it's not. It's happening all the time.
So, Gary, now for the fishermen in Tobago, does that mean to say they're going to have to try and go out and fish in different waters. They can't fish in waters around Tobago in order for them to continue to make a living.
Yeah, they go fish different waters, but fish move. Fish don't have a neighborhood. Fish move. Today a fish is in Maracas Bay, tomorrow is in Blanchisseuse, the next day go down Mayaro. It moves with the tide and with the feed. So, I mean, the oil is contaminating and the fishermen are balling. It's very, very hard. It's very, very hard because the public don't want to buy. The public afraid to buy. I am telling you, that's how it is. And so the value of compensation to these men is something that is very sensitive and something why we believe that the government must prosecute these bastards and collect damages to our fishery. They must. A man who have a little bed and breakfast, let's say he lives at home, he's retired, he's a school teacher, and he convert his children's bedroom into little bedrooms that he rents out. At carnival time, he has bookings. Now he gets cancellations. What is he supposed to do? It might only be $1,000 US, which mightn't be a lot to the average American citizen, but for a retired man in Tobago who collecting 3,000 TT a month, 1,000 US for rentals at the carnival weekend is 7,000 TT. So that is a big bonus for him. Now, when he loses that, oh gosh, we have to be sensitive, and the government has not come clean. They have not told us the entire truth. Who is the owner of the vessel? Where did the vessel come from? Where was it going? How much oil is still going to leak out of the vessel? And what are they doing to stop it? These are not hard questions to answer, but there's silence on the government side that is frightening. Listen, emancipation was just 6 months ago. But are we really emancipated when we are left in the dark and people can literally defecate on us? This oil is, I mean, feces you can wash off with water, but oil you cannot. And when the oil goes on your skin, it goes into your skin. It goes into your skin. The body does not have a way of taking it out. So it's not an easy matter.
So how long?
I mean,
how long does this? Is this some type of long-term effect now for the people of Tobago and the fishermen? Does this have a long-term effect?
it has a very long-term effect, very long-term. In Labrie, when we had this spill in 2013, fish kept on washing ashore sick and dying, literally for 6 years. And the fish was sick. It would come right up on the beach. I have videos. If you go back and look at the old FFOS videos in 2013 and 14 and 15 and 16 and 17 and 18 and 19, you'll see us walk in the water and just pick up fish. They just like if they're drunk and they turn in from side to side. And poor people walking with basket, picking up the fish and taking it home and eating it. Today, we don't know if those people are even alive. When they had this spill in the Gulf of Mexico, the people who were volunteers, look, all my pause raising, man. The volunteers came out with a broken heart to help. Today, many of those volunteers are sick with skin cancers and multiple organ failure, and they are being tested 6 and 7 and 8 years later. They have to test those people to see how they are. Did they get any lymphoma, any prostate? What did they get? Because you cannot send a volunteer with a COVID-19 mask and tell them, hey, go and clean up oil. You cannot breathe. It's not, the fumes are dangerous. And the THA, God bless them, they closed 2 schools. They closed these schools and say it's not safe for the children and the teachers to be breathing that air. And the school is about 200 feet from the beach. But people who live in right on the coastline, they didn't evacuate them. So you have a major risk, a human health risk. Now, 4 or 5 years from now, when one of the residents turn up with a lung disease and he get cancer and he's sick, they're going to say, well, yeah, but maybe you drink rum. Maybe the smoke from the traffic, they'll pin the tail on everything else. than this tragic event when people were exposed to highly noxious hydrocarbon fumes. So there's about 15 issues we're referring to, but people, let me tell you, people so blind and racial that they will shoot the messenger. They will say that I am a small toty man. I don't care. I have a business. I am a troublemaker against Dr. Rowley, my friend. I'm against him. I'm not against nobody. I have nothing to gain. I just don't like to see people sodomizing innocent people. And this is a terrible, terrible thing that's happening to our brothers in Tobago. Terrible, 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 terrible.
So Gary, we
Gary,
want to thank you so much. Go ahead, Tommy.
Gary, before you leave, do we think that it's going to affect Trinidad fisheries also?
Well, not directly, but indirectly. Remember that 70% of everything we catch are migratory species, the mullet, what we call the kingfish and the carite and the bonito and the mullet and the sardine and the Joshua and the kovali and the wahoo. All these fish, these blue water surface fish, any fish that don't have a scale, don't live here. All the blue fish, that when you look at them, they don't have the big scales like a redfish or a grouper. They don't live here. They come through this water and come down to us. And then they spawn and they go back. So all of the fish are going to be affected because the hydrocarbon is dissolved, and maybe some fish will be affected less and some more. But even the bottom living fish, like the redfish and the grouper and the salmon, even they will eat the sardine and the Joshua, the small silver fish that migrate and form a big part of our feedstock. So yes, as an indirect effect of the hydrocarbon in the fishery, it will affect the entire region, and it's not a small amount of oil. But the oil companies get away and boast about hundreds of millions and billions in profits. And their shareholders, who are princes and royal billionaires and trillionaires who made money from selling arms in the Second World War, they will celebrate because the oil companies, who they are the big shareholders of, will give massive profits. But who profits from the blood of our souls could never profit in the afterlife. Never. Never, because they know it and they do it and they turn a blind eye on our poor. I don't know if you ever had an experience with cancer, an intimate experience of seeing suffering, or come in our lost pieces where people, the hospitals give up on them and send them home to die. And we have groups in Trinidad who cannot afford to be taken care of private help at home. It's not an easy thing to see someone suffer and die with cancer. And these culprits, they know what they do. And they do it, and they turn profits, they turn wealth, and they laugh and smile.
Are you there?
But we have with us
I think we've lost
online talking to us, Gary Abu. Yeah, he's connecting. I think he's back. Hello, Gary.
Yeah, I'm here with you.
Yeah, we lost today. Gary, one last thing before you go. What from an insurance perspective are the fishermen in both Trinidad and Tobago, let's say Tobago, where their livelihood is fishing, are they covered under any type of insurance policy?
That's such a good question. The unfortunate thing is the insurance companies do not give us any insurance on our boats, our engines, our nets. It's as if we are the lost souls of our economy. So we have no way of defending ourselves against any possible or potential disaster, piracy, storm, murder on land, any accident that could occur, nothing. We have no protection. That is something we've been addressing for decades and something we again address. Well, listen, we are so left out in our national economy that Trinidad and Tobago has the oldest fisheries legislation on planet Earth. Ours is 1917, 107 years ago. Nowhere else is that old. The next oldest one is 1935, and then 1956. And even they are outdated. The world has changed. So we are operating where, I mean, we have a good minister. This minister we have now, Kazim, he's a lovely man, a nice person. And he has done a lot to push it ahead, to push the legislation. And there's been major consultations, and we are waiting. Consultations ended about a year ago. We are waiting now on the fisheries to bring the final document that we could take it to Parliament and get it passed. And one of the things it addresses is the urgent need for security at sea in terms of legislation to protect the fishermen. But you cannot force an insurance company to grant an insurance. But what we had proposed is that the government creates some requirement that the value of the vessel should be valued, and the insurance should be created in such a way to protect, even if at a higher premium than an automobile. But we have no proper Coast Guard. They don't have proper radars. Just imagine the government could come forward and say that they were tracking these vessels being towed through our maritime space, and the vessels disappeared. Well, if you did in fact have a radar, which I am telling you openly, I think they lied and they have no radar. But if you did have a radar and you are tracking a boat coming through your water and the boat disappear, wouldn't you make a statement? Why would you wait for 8 days to pass and the boat turn up, washed ashore, leaking oil? For 8 days, you didn't ask a question. Who owned the boat? Where you going? The tug that was pulling the boat did not disappear. There's something underworld about this whole accident. There's something underworld. There are too many unanswered questions that Fitzgerald, with great respect to him, has not answered. The Prime Minister got involved and went to Tobago. They're not answering questions. They're just posing, and something is wrong. This vessel could not have been going to Guyana. Guyana does not import crude oil. It does not have a refinery. The only reason Guyana would import it is to re-export it, because all of Guyana's crude is exported. So why the lie on telling us it was going to Guyana? Maybe it was, and I'm putting it to you, and if they want to shoot, I will go to heaven. Maybe that vessel came from an embargoed country and was being transported to be re-exported as a false country of origin.
Okay, there we have it again. I think Gary received another call. So, folks, we have with us online.
Because
yeah, go ahead, Gary.
It came through the Panama Canal, or maybe Venezuela simply. Yeah, we're losing you.
Yeah, still there, Gary?
Yeah.
You there?
Yeah, we're still a little bit. Go ahead. Yeah,
that vessel.
Gary, chance the one place you're breaking up.
Losing you.
Yeah.
That vessel came from an embargoed country, right, because Guyana would not import crude oil. Guyana is an exporter of crude oil. So maybe the objective here is somebody in government or somebody in the know was importing that and has been importing that hydrocarbon regularly from an embargoed country like Venezuela. So it leave Venezuela, it go to Panama, and it come back down to Trinidad or Guyana. And there in Trinidad or Guyana, they change the country of origin to say, okay, this is originated in Guyana. Let's us now export it to Exxon or to whichever company is importing it to refine it. But Guyana would not import crude because Guyana is an exporter of crude. Neither would Trinidad. We don't have a running refinery that we should import the crude to refine it. So all our crude that we are currently pumping, and it's hundreds of millions of US dollars, billions, all of it is exported. So why would we import if we are a net exporter? So somebody is lying, and the government, those people in authority, Stuart Young, with great respect to him, they're not telling us the truth. There's a cover up here.
So Gary, at the end of the day, right? I think here the most important thing is that whoever is responsible, that they pay, because a lot of people are losing they may use their life earnings because they cannot work for months. You know, ultimately somebody has to be responsible for this. You know, and there's been difficulties trying to locate the owners of the
Kamala charged Petrotrin 20 million TT dollars. Petrotrin was charged for the 2013 spill, which was 7,000 to 8,000 barrels. This vessel that's spilling right now could easily be 100, 200,000 barrels. Easily. But if they're not even being honest to tell us who the owner of the vessel is, if they're playing hide and seek games, what guarantee we have that they're not going to simply go to the owner and say, watch now, we could charge you 20 million USD, but we're not going to do that. Just give us 2 million USD on the side and we'll keep quiet. What guarantee we have that that would not or has not already happened or has not happened in the past?
Yeah, but Gary, I don't think that 2 million USD could satisfy what as large as that oil spill is. I don't think 2 million.
Yeah, but
no, you didn't understand.
Oh yeah, no, I understand. You're saying give somebody 2 million USD. That's what you're saying.
On the side.
Okay, all right.
On the side. Because if Petrotrin was charged 3 million USD for 7,000 barrels, how much you going to charge a company for 100 or 200,000 barrels from a tanker? And some people say, well, no, Gary, it was an accident. Okay, it was an accident. The vessels flip. But why didn't report it? Was that an accident? Walking away and leaving it to wash like that. You can't say that was an accident too. You deliberately left it to spill. So, yeah.
So go ahead.
Gary, you think this is a point where we need to call in for some help from somebody like the US in matters like these?
Well, after 116 years of extracting hundreds of billions of dollars of oil and gas, what a shame that we have to call Massa to come and help us. What a shame. We should hang our heads in shame that we have an oil spill contingency plan with force of law since 2013, 10 years old, and we can't even get our act together. They never even responded until day 5. Oil washed all over Tobago. Nobody even move a hand.
But this has been described lately as bunker fuel.
What I think we should do instead, we should give up the Republic and go back to England and ask them to readopt us as a colony. Because we haven't earned the right to be called ourselves an independent republic. We real backyard, real shame.
Gary,
shame. We have smart people living here. Smart people.
Too smart.
Ansel Roger, if he was in charge, this would have never happened. Ansel Roger, he's a brilliant guy, but they lock him out. Lock out. Plenty people locked out. And the people who elected, they just do what they want and misrepresent the poor people. The sad reality.
Gary,
Sad.
I wanna thank you for just picking up the phone. We just decided we're gonna pick up the phone to get some comment from you. We thank you so very kindly.
I would always pick you up, man. I'm busy working here doing something, but God is good, man. You take care. Nice to meet you.
Thank you, man.
Thank you, Gary.
When you come down, you must call me and come and hang out and
Yeah.
we talk face to face.
Yeah, we go do that. Definitely.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, later. Bye.
Yeah, all right.
Bye-bye.
Okay, Gary.
So there you have it, man. The man who is I think he's the general secretary for Fishermen and Friends, that organization.
Of the sea, yeah.
Yeah. Kylie says carnival was disturbing too. All them women with close to nothing on, almost naked in the street, behaving vulgar. What kind of high quality woman carry herself like just as bad as the oil spill? Nah. Not highly. You can't make that comparison. That comparison in no way close to that oil spill. Nah. That oil spill is an environmental hazard where
And economic distress too
Yes.
for Tobago
Correct.
and for the fishermen.
Yes, where people losing their livelihood. They could lose their livelihood for a long time to come. The carnival is just temporary. Carnival you wine 2 days, you wine to the side, you drink some alcohol, you eat food, you put on a little weight. Wednesday come, you go Ash Wednesday, you go and get your ashes, and then Thursday, Wednesday you go Maracas for your cool down, and then Thursday you go and walk around the savannah. That's how the thing that's going on, Tommy. Tommy, there has walk around the savannah before carnival to get in shape for carnival.
Mm-hmm.
And when carnival come, you drink and eat in excess. Right? Wednesday you go and you confess your sins. And Thursday you go back and walk around the savannah again to lose the weight what you gain because you wanted to look nice for carnival.
Right.
Yeah, boy. I don't know, boy.
Oh well. Well.
Well. I am hoping that at some point in time we get to the bottom of this. And in my estimation, Tommy, I believe that from day one, when this oil spill was discovered, they should have come to America or go to Alaska with the Exxon Valdez. Them are the expertise, right?
Yes.
Whoever did it, and bring them on board in order to deal with this thing. Because it's my understanding the thing up in Grenada too, It's up in Grenada now,
Yeah, well, this whole experience is a shaky one because it seems as though there's just so much being hidden and so many secrets are being kept as far as who's responsible, who's compliant, who's not. I don't know.
Tommy, what I would have done, we hear Guyana is involved. We hear Tobago is involved. We know Trinidad is involved. Right? Those are the three names you are here being called over and over. I, personally, would have picked up the phone and called the president of Guyana and the vice president of Guyana and say, listen, this is what we are hearing. Right? What are you guys hearing? Rather than put that information out there and it seemed like if Guyana is now the culprit because it was supposed to come to Guyana. And Guyana is saying, well, we don't know nothing about that. Don't get us in that. You see? And some other people saying it was going to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Yeah? So before you throw anybody under the bus, to me, it would have been better that you get the information. Because now, who do you believe, Tommy? Do you believe Guyana? Do you believe Trinidad and Tobago? Right? Do you believe tankerstrackers.com? Do you believe Bellingcat? Because they are all putting out information now.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Where we are in the world today, information shouldn't be hard to get. At least the correct information shouldn't be hard to get, because we have these eyes in the sky that is looking at the entire planet.
Yeah, and but Tommy, you are raising a significant point there. In my estimation, Tommy, simple. If you are the Trinidad and Tobago Coast Guard and you see something, you know what you could easily do, Tommy? Send out a drone. Do you have any drones, Tommy?
Of course, there are drones, and there was a drone show in the savannah.
So how come they ain't send out a drone to track them two vessels? Send out a drone. That easy. That easy. That is the easy part. Where's that? You put it up in the air. Go on. You have video. You have video footage.
That's right.
You understand? Not even that. Not even a drone. Oh God. Not even a drone.
And you know what's surprising is that the Tobago doesn't have an operation, or doesn't seem to have an operation center that could track what's going on around Tobago.
No, you're being generous to me. It appears that Tobago don't even have a Coast Guard boat.
Wow.
It appears that they don't even have a Coast Guard boat. As a matter of fact, it's today's Sunday, 1:42. I wonder if we could get an update. Let me see if we could get an update from
Pastor Bates?
Yeah, let me see if I could get a quick update from him. Hold on. Let me see. I'm gonna call him and see if we could get an update. I wonder. Today's Sunday, it's church day.
No, he's an Adventist. Today's business.
Oh, he's an Adventist.
First business day.
Oh, okay. Right. Let me call and see. Let me try something. I'm trying something.
Good afternoon.
Pastor Baines, a pleasant good afternoon to you. You are live.
Pastor Baines.
You are live on 91.9 FM as well as 95.9 FM in the diaspora. We're not going to hold you long. We are just trying to see if there is anything you like to share with us regarding the oil spill. Anything you like to share with the diaspora based on what you know.
Yeah, well, I mean, of course, it is a disastrous thing. The timing couldn't be more unfortunate. We are yet to fully appreciate what the fallout will be like. We are yet to quantify what the cleanup is going to cost and all that. And then, of course, even the fact that there are so many missing pieces in what has actually happened regarding the ship itself and the principals who may be responsible for the vessel and all of that. So we have that. We have been trying as an administration to treat with the governance issues. We have a particular concern with violence in the society and all that, and we've been trying to optimize the programs to try and treat with that. So this couldn't come at a worse time, because of course it will take a lot of effort and it take a lot of resources, which we can't just sit back and wait. We have to find the resources to do the work that must be done now. We are thankful for the support that we are getting from the national community, the Ministry of Energy and such, and so forth and so on. But it's just a difficult time for us. I mean, I went to this space myself because it is one of the areas that I would go to do some relaxation and fish from time to time. And I was really, really heartbroken to see, the effects of the spill along the coastline. So it's a tough time, but we have risen to the challenge to do what we can Our people, we try to keep our people up to speed with what is happening and so on. And we are trusting that in the not too distant future, we'll get some clarity and help us to reconcile what has happened and move ahead. From this, we know that this may affect the ecosystem for years and years and years. You understand how these things go, but we are optimistic that we will find a way to move ahead despite this particular challenge.
Now, not trying to blame anybody, right? But just trying to improve certain things. Does Tobago have its own Coast Guard boat or ship or whatever you want to call it?
No. We have not had the benefit of a Coast Guard vessel for quite some time. In fact, if there is anything that Coast Guard related in Tobago, fisherman is lost at sea, any kind of there are lots of gaps in our coastal security system. That is something that is a perennial problem. But it is a little more difficult for us. We are thankful that we have the fisher folk organizations in Tobago that step up, especially when people are lost at sea and so on. They do the lion's share of the work. You understand? So we have that issue, and we are hoping that this will change in the future. But it's been something that we have been struggling with for quite some time.
Pastor Baines, are there any surveillance systems in place at all?
Well, that is the thing. I mean, I have seen before, especially when the country would have purchased vessels to service the sea bridge. We have seen images of tracking from way out in different countries and so on, that we could have been told that the ship is here and it is expected to arrive, and we could see the images, from pictures. And so it is a little bit strange for us that there is no detection. There is no, well, we some images have emerged to help us to understand that the ship was in certain locations in the month of January and so on, and it appears as if the date switched off whatever device that is supposed to coordinate locations and so on, and went dark apparently. During this part of the journey in and around our waters and so on, and bound for Guyana, as far as the reports have been telling us. So those things make it a little more, more shady. You understand? And coupled with the fact that we have found no evidence of humankind, there's no, the thugs cannot be found and all those kind of things. So it just deepens what appears to be, some kind of conspiracy.
Now, Rodney Smith asked a question. Can you ask him if he thinks the central government is being forthright in the information on the vessel? That's a question from the chat.
If you're asking me that,
well, yeah, he says
that question.
Yeah, he says, can I ask you if you think the central government is being forthright in the information on the vessel?
Well, we saw one of the things that, according to what the chief secretary reported and so on, right? The information that came in a press release came, in other words, we in Tobago, the officials, the chief secretary, found out about that in a press release. I find that was inappropriate, but it is true to form the way central government officials operate sometimes as it relates to Tobago, right? And of course, then all the other things that has to be said about the information itself. I personally, unfortunately, man, it shouldn't be that way. But some of the operations make you have a question in your mind all the time about things that you shouldn't. And that perhaps is the best way I could respond to that. So there are times that you wish that you could just accept what is presented to you, But because you have so many different references and the way the information is coming at you as well, you're a sensible person and nobody could take that away from you, that there are some questions that you have to ask, and I guess in a nutshell, the operation of the central government is nothing new. That is a way that they operate. They do not think and treat the Tobago House of Assembly with the kind of respect that it deserves. Hence, you see it manifested in their behavior, and we always have to find out some things and have to question the information that comes to us. So that is my response to that question.
Pastor Baines, do you believe that situations like these make it much more urgent a topic for reparation? Not reparation, rather. The wrong word. I'm trying to autonomy, rather.
Mm-hmm. Right. Say the question again. I didn't grasp it properly.
Do you believe that scenarios like these, like the spill, and what has emerged thus far, makes a case for a more urgent timeline for autonomy?
Oh, certainly. I mean, there has been a number of issues that have arisen in the last year or so that make a lot of the persons in Tobago kind of bring them to the place of having an appreciation for this whole message of autonomy and what it means and what it should represent for our people. And certainly this one and what has happened puts it squarely center stage in my view, and I think the message to the Tobagonian population in large part is, listen, we have to pretty much kind of take the bull by its horns and watch out for our own development and our own lives. We cannot depend upon the central government, you understand, to assist us in where we're trying to go. I think that is the message. It is unfortunate that we are in this type of setup, in a twin island republic, as it is said, and the kind of mutual respect and the kind of mutual benefits that the both islands should have from this relationship is not always forthcoming. So the average Tobagonian has to reconcile the fact that this place that we are trying to get to, this design that we want for our island, that we have to put our hands to the plow to get that realized.
Last question before you go. Someone says, Caribbean Soul says, question, do the Chief Secretary have the power to launch a foreign investigation on this matter without the government involvement? I think he's still without the central government involvement.
I am not sure about that. I am not sure. I mean, I know that we can make appeals to United Nations and that kind of thing, but I am not sure that specifically if we can. I am not sure.
Pastor Baines, thank you so much. It's always a pleasure, and we appreciate your time, always giving us time whenever we call you. Thank you so very much.
Yeah, man, no problem.
Yeah, man. All right, bless. Yeah, bye-bye.
All right, bless us.
So, folks, there you have it. Pastor Baines giving us a quick update on what's going on in Tobago. And, Tommy, that's how we just do it. When we feel that we try to get information, we pick up the phone and we call people.
That's right.
Rodney Smith. Rodney Smith, welcome. Where are you joining us from? The UN is already involved, according to Rodney Smith. And I mean, this is a serious situation we have here. And I think we should kind of put any political distractions aside to benefit the people of Tobago. Because at the end of the day, Tommy, there's going to be an accessory. Like in a car, a fella do something wrong and use an accessory to the crime.
That's right.
People in Trinidad are going to be an accessory to this oil spill. And we have to put our differences aside and to benefit the people of Tobago and try to get this thing solved as quickly as possible, and keep it moving. Rodney, Thank you. Rodney says from the DC area. Thank you. Welcome, Rodney. Yeah, you know what I mean? Because we feel like if, it's like everything, Tommy, everything is political. And I understand that, I understand most things are politics. Rodney, you're welcome. No problem, man. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Everything is politics. But when you have an environmental disaster, and as you say, economic as well, you see, we have to put our differences aside and move this thing forward, man.
Yeah, keep it moving.
Yeah, keep it moving, right? I mean, all right. If the boat was supposed to go to Guyana, so what?
Right.
Let me find out who owned the boat. Let me find out about the insurance. Let me start to go after the company so they could pay insurance for this cleanup, right? And whoever else supposed to get paid, let me go and do that.
That's right.
Instead of going back and forth, well, the boat was supposed to go to Guyana. Guyana saying we know nothing about the boat. Other people telling the boat was going to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And all these different shenanigans, man. We have to get to the bottom of it, right? And move quickly as possible. Don't waste no time. I mean, the Prime Minister now is gonna be in Guyana today. You understand? And I just don't see if you want to say Guyana is responsible. Find out if the most important thing in my estimation, Tommy, one of the most important thing is to find out the owner of the boat and the barge.
Right. And I think the fact that now we know exactly what the commodity is that the boat was carrying.
Yeah.
Or the barge, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Was carrying. It puts us in a different light because we're talking about bunkering fuel now.
Yeah, correct.
As opposed to oil.
Yeah, as opposed to crude oil. Yeah. So, I mean, we have all this information. Let's act on this information because, this, as a matter of fact, we should have asked Pastor Baines if they have elevated it to, I think the highest status was a level 3, Tommy. I ain't sure. Right? If they have elevated it to a level 3 status, which is significant. Very significant. So, anyway, of course, folks, it's Sunday Talk. Let's talk politics with yours truly, Professor Wall Street, Uncle Tommy, and you on WZY 90, and also streaming live on WZY 95.9 FM. Stick and stay. We're gonna go for a quick break.
Do we leave the street at 2?
At 3.
Well, it's 3 now in Trinidad.
Yeah, we leave at 3. And then we continue on WZY TV on YouTube, on WZY 95.9 FM on Facebook. So at 3 o'clock in Trinidad, we'll be leaving the street 919 FM. And if you want to continue to join us, you could go to WZY TV on YouTube or WZY 95.9 FM on Facebook. Okay? So folks, stick and stay. We're going to go for a short break. We'll be right back after this. Don't go nowhere.
When everything seemed to be gone, the worst thing to do is sit down and mourn.
Every Sunday from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Let's talk politics on a Sunday on the Street 919 FM. Sunday Talk. Come on, people. This is a balanced program. Share the love.
So don't give up hope now. We gotta keep on trying.
Renting a car in Tobago should be quick, affordable, and easy.
Wow.
Here at Oni Rentals, we make the process as simple as possible by using our easy e-sign-up. Yep, we can sign you up from just about anywhere using our tablets. See? All done. And everything goes straight into the cloud.
Wow.
Yeah, you're on your way. Are you coming to Tobago? Book your car rental with us and enjoy the most affordable rates in Tobago. But hurry, because cars go pretty fast. Call 361-1042. That's 361-1042. One more time, 361-1042. 842. O'Neill Auto Rentals, Tobago, taking you further.
The views expressed are not necessarily the views of the management of the Street 919 FM.
Share the light, share the light. Everybody just share the light. All on Facebook, share the light. All on IG, share the light. Share the light, share the light. Everybody just share the light. You listening? Listen now. Share the light, share the light. I want everybody to share the light. Downtown Posse have to share the light. Uptown Posse have to share the light. Share the light, share the light. Everybody just share the light. Tobago, share the light.
Keep courage, you must win. Don't you know? Behind every dark cloud, there's a silver lining. So don't give up hope now. We gotta keep on trying. Oh Lord, we gotta keep on going. We gotta keep on moving on. Obstacles will get in the way, stumbling blocks to hinder your day. But you can't afford to let them stop you, no matter how hard it is to go through. You got to stand up and continue fighting. Endurance shall win in the ending. Don't you know? Behind every dark cloud, there's a silver lining. So don't give up hope now. We gotta keep on trying.
And of course, we are back with you. It's Sunday Talk. Let's talk politics with yours truly, Professor Wall Street and Uncle Tommy and you on WZY 95.9 FM. And of course, we come to you every Sunday from 1 to 3 p.m. That's every Sunday from 1 to 3 p.m. And we go from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. on WZYE TV on YouTube and WZYE 95.9 FM on Facebook. But Tommy, I want to play this song again for the people of Trinidad and Tobago. You know, this song, Tommy. Oh, Tommy, before we do that, I want to say to the people of Trinidad and Tobago, because, you know, Tommy, in the past, we have been accused of doctoring a person's voice and using artificial intelligence, right? And we promise in our oath, and we're going to continue to promise, that whatever we produce, Tommy, is going to be truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And we are not going to use AI nefariously in order to distort anything. We are not going to do that. With that in mind, Tommy, two things. The video with President Biden talking about Trinidad and Tobago is artificial intelligence. Okay? Don't believe that. And I will neither share that nor will I play that here on WZY 95.9 FM. And the same thing goes for the video with the president of Pan Trinbago, Beverly Ramsey Moore, when you hear somebody added on her voice, and she is saying that BP sponsor this panorama, so we had to put BP Renegades in front, and all that kind of misleading information. We would not do that. We promise you. And I think in radio, we have to be responsible too. And don't play it. Don't play it. When we come to artificial intelligence now, do not play it if you ain't sure. And you could also not share it too, because I received both of them, Tommy, and I refuse to share it.
I don't blame you.
It was just too obvious. It was just too obvious. I also received one time a debate between President Biden and Donald Trump using artificial intelligence, and they was cussing each other and all kind of thing like that. But it's their voice. But it's artificial intelligence. So, of course, there are a lot of positive benefits to artificial intelligence, but there's always going to be a 10% negativity when new things come out. So, folks, just be a little more careful when you are sharing that type of information. Yeah? Trinidad Margo, welcome. Caribbean to Wall Street, but 91.9 F not streaming your program on YouTube. Okay. All right. Trinidad Margo, welcome. So, folks, I want you guys to listen to this. This is a calypso from way back when.
Good afternoon, Trinidad Margo.
A calypso from way back when. And I think we could say this, we could say these words in Trinidad. A lot of things that are happening now, we coulda, we woulda, and we shoulda. Take a listen to Mighty Shout.
Playing your games, you get your tail cut. And after that is ifs and buts. If I was bigger, if I was stronger, if my hands was a little longer, and all the time you're ifing and you're butting. If and buts doesn't mean a thing. If and buts are words that you use when you want to make excuse, like I could have this, I could have that, I should have this, I should have that. Well, if you could have,
I could have that,
you should have,
I should have that,
and if you could have,
I could have that,
you would have.
I would have that.
If you could have this and you could have that, you would have this and you would have that, and all the coulda and the shoulda, everything would have been like they would have. You could have what?
I could have that.
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 Na me ay. You na me ay. You know you can't box, you jump in the ring, and all the time you're bobbing and you're weaving. What up, come? You fall on the ground. Not for help, you wouldn't stay down. You jump up quick, whap in your head. Before you lie down and pretend you're dead. Before you tell yourself to resign, one set of nonsense going through your mind. I could have this,
I could have that,
I should have this, I should have that. Well, if you could have,
I could have that,
you should have.
I should have that,
And if you should
I
have,
should have that,
you would have.
I would have that.
But you could have duck when he run amok, or you could have twist and he would have missed. But you stand up like a stiff with your big head. If they didn't stop the fight, you would have dead. You could have what?
I could have that,
You could have what?
I could have that,
You could have what?
I could have that,
You could have what?
I could have that.
Na me ay, na ma wa. I hear they have a saying, man and woman equal. Believe what they say, you know, I nearly killed me, girl. 2 bag of cement to go up on a hill. I'm glad we equal, girl. Come and prove your skill. And so I live a bag of cement and I put it on her head. She fall down on the pavement, she nearly dead. I told her I am sorry, I did apologize. She tell me do not worry, plus a lot of lies. I could have did, I could have that, I should have did, I should have that. And if you could have,
I could have that,
you should have,
I should have that,
and if you should have,
I should have that,
you would have.
I would have that.
If you could have do what you should have do, you would have do what you could have do. You should have said, woman, tote the load from in front, carry man in the belly for 9 whole months. You should have that.
I should have that.
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 Mami, ay, mama. We drive from the savannah, I feel I want to pee. I pull up by a corner and I lean up on a tree. The way she watching me, I know she want to pee. Up there are plenty tree, but she can't stand up like me. I do me thing quick, I run back in the car. She grabbed me by me collar, she wanted war. She watched me in my face and she started to cuss. That she wanted me to wait till my bladder burst. I could have this, I could have that. I should have did. I should have that. If I could have,
I could have that,
I would have.
I would have that,
And if I would have,
I would have that,
I should have.
I should have that.
If I could have do what I should have do, I would have do what I could have do. But when a hot pea come down on you, a man got to do what he got to do. I could have what?
I could have that,
I could have what?
I could have that,
I could have what?
I could have that,
I could have what?
I could have that.
I don't want to wait too long to say I should have been gone. So I'm going.
And there you have it, Tommy. I could have this, I could have that.
Then you should have.
If I could have, if I would
Shoulda,
have.
woulda, coulda.
You know, we could say that in Trinidad a lot. You know. I could have do this. If I
Yeah.
only know that, if I only know that hurricane was so
I
powerful.
woulda, I woulda do that.
Yeah, yeah, you know, I could have. Eh?
If I didn't know, I woulda.
Yeah, yeah, that's been true. Tommy, just imagine the man make a character so coulda, woulda, shoulda. Eh?
And he on point.
And he on point. He on point. He very much on point, man. Yeah? Coulda, woulda, shoulda. That's our country, you know. Yeah. Huh? Highly welcome. Highly say it is terrible true. Gary talking. This will have a long-term impact. Yeah, yeah, this will have a long-term impact. That spill it, I know joke. But you know, Tommy, they had I have something here. We have had, let me see if I have it here still, boy. We have had, of course, folks, just a reminder, the Prime Minister will travel to Guyana today, Sunday, the 18th of February, where he will participate in the Guyana 2024 Energy Conference and Supply Expo. So that was a press release today. I'm looking for something here. There have been 3 different, what we could call natural disasters in Trinidad and Tobago, like that oil spill.
Mm-hmm.
I should have, I could have, I could have saved that. I would have, and I could have. Okay, here it is. All right. So this is something by a fella called Chalana Birchwood, I think. He says, ghost ships for ghost coast guards. December 1, 2017. An unmanned ghost yacht sailed 550 miles approximately off Barbados to run aground off Lambo, Tobago. Found by fishermen undetected by Coast Guard station only 1.5 miles around the bend from the wrecked yacht. So that was December 1st, 2017. You remember that, Tommy?
Doesn't ring a bell.
No, that doesn't ring a bell either. May 28, 2021. Ghost migrant boat with 14 dead men desiccated by the prolonged exposure to the sun discovered by fishermen off Bell Garden, Tobago.
That I remember.
I remember that one too. No detection by Coast Guard or help in bringing the boat to shore. And then Thursday, the 6th of February, 2024, now this overturned ghost oil cargo ship grounded off Cove, Tobago, spilling oil to the reef and shore. Massive environmental destruction. Coast Guard station only 6 miles away, undetected by Coast Guard. Oil awash in the Coast Guard station discovered by fishermen. 3 ghost boats in 6 years discovered in Tobago. Events like this makes autonomy for Tobago stronger. Tobago need their own Coast Guard. The Trinidad Coast Guard, not Tobago, is blatantly incompetent. And then they have something here by Gary Aboud. So Tommy, we have 3 of them previously.
Yeah, it clearly says that Tobago needs to mind their own business and not depend on somebody else, or should I say Trinidad, to mind Tobago business.
Yeah. Tommy, you wouldn't believe a fella who come in the chat and he's saying don't talk about football. You know a fella named Madness?
I know him.
Yeah, he does go by the name of Dexter Johnson.
That's his name.
Yeah, you know they call him Madness for a reason, right?
Yeah. Because it's not affecting here, it's madness.
Yeah. Well, you're being very generous with that type of madness. I think the madness they're talking about when they talk about Dexter Johnson is the one when you go up by Belmont and you go up that road up there.
Uh-huh.
And you could they have a fence. And that is where they just put certain type of people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Send
something. Yeah. And if you have a name like Marianne, you know what I'm talking about.
All
Marianne.
right.
Yeah. Know what I'm talking about. You know? Yeah, that is Dexter Johnson, welcome. How are you doing? Better known as Madness.
DJ Madness.
Oh yeah. Oh God, your name like when your name is DJ Madness, what does that mean? You only play mad music?
No, he's pretty good. You know, he's a pretty good DJ.
Yeah, you know, some people have told me that. I haven't really seen him DJ, but I haven't seen him or hear him. Oh, you know what? I think I must have heard him. Yeah. I think I hear him. Eileen says, Dexter, welcome. Eileen says, too many unanswered questions for real. Yeah, it's and in my estimation, Tommy, The citizens of Trinidad and Tobago should be asking these questions. Don't just take whatever you are given, but ask questions. Because the only way you're going to get answers is by asking questions.
You may get answers, because up to now, Fali still didn't get the answers he's looking for.
Well, all right. Thanks for correcting me. You may get answers. There's a possibility you may get answers, but in something like this, man, too many things are going unanswered. Too many.
Yeah, it's question. A lot of questions, many more questions than answers.
And with that in mind, Tommy, let me see. When they start to talk the truth. Eileen, I want to think that maybe they believe what they are saying is the truth. What do you think, Tommy?
I like the words you use, maybe.
Oh God, Tommy say you like the words maybe. I want to believe that. Because but you know what amazes me, Tommy, though, is that how come we get too many of these simple things? When we answer them, there are more questions to their answers. Why it is when there are easy answers? Because listen, if you don't know, you don't know. But if you know and you're playing that you are giving me other information because of what you know. But Tommy, you know something, I have a bombshell to drop, but I can't drop it, boy.
Well, if you hold it, it may explode on your lap.
Yeah, boy. But Tommy, information ended up in my mailbox. I said that. And I'm just gonna say this. There is a politician in Trinidad and Tobago who's gonna be in significant trouble. Let me put it that way.
With
trouble.
whom? With whom?
With who? Well, if he's a politician in Trinidad, who do you think he'll get in trouble with?
Nobody in Trinidad.
Or you're saying they don't get in trouble? Is that what you're saying?
You know any that got in trouble?
Yeah. David Lee get in trouble from the UNC. Marlene McDonald get in trouble. God rest her soul. Two of them get in trouble.
Okay. How many more?
Did Twiton get in trouble? The former Minister of Finance at one time, I think he get in trouble.
When?
I think that was back then with the Piarco airport scandal. I think somebody could help me with that one. Rodney Smith say for what? Yeah, there's been a few politicians in Trinidad who get in trouble. A few of them.
And who's this one now that is being targeted?
Well, I ain't calling no names, but not me. I say not at that.
If I call names, you also?
I ain't even go Stoops.
All right. So let me stay out of that too.
I stay out of that too. He ain't calling no names, boy. But is when I see it, I say nah, that can't be true. Nah. Rodney Smith say hint. Mean with the cricketer last name. We used to be saying all the time. Me with the cricketer last name come and say, you see who he say? The Jack Corner. Why you pick Jack Warner, brother? Jack Warner done gone through all the difficulties already.
Right? He came out smelling like a rose.
Smelling like a rose. And I remember, correct me if I'm wrong, Tommy. Me with the cricketer last name. I think he was one of them. I don't know how we have such an icon in Trinidad and Tobago as Jack Warner. And the people don't appreciate the things that Jack Warner have done for Trinidad and Tobago, especially football in Trinidad and Tobago.
Absolutely.
Yeah? You may not like Jack Warner because he's at UNC, but when I look at Jack Warner, I just see the things Jack Warner did for the country as opposed to Jack Warner as at UNC. You know, you have to separate the two, you know. Yeah? Me and with the cricketer last name say Jack Warner. Nah, he ain't trying to get me involved in that. Yeah? But we have to ask ourselves, Tommy, what's next? Today we're dealing with the oil spill. And it's the other day we had to deal with Paria. Right? There is so many different things we had to deal with on an ongoing basis. You know, it's like
all we're trying to do is make our homeland a better place so that we have a beautiful option other than the United States.
And correct is right. Yeah? Me with the cricketer last name, the UNC could never take all Jack Warner money. Jack has so much money, eh? You know how much money Jack have? Remember Jack used to get paid in Aussie dollars, you know, when he was working for, plus he have a pension too, you know. You understand?
From FIFA?
Yeah. I don't think they suspended Jack pension. Yeah? So if Jack getting a pension, say Jack getting a little 10,000 a month from FIFA. 10,000 a month. 10,000 US. That's
a good way to be.
Jack has to worry about. Jack could be living nice for the rest of his life. Yeah? So I wanted to play this video here. Tell me what you think about this, Tommy. Tommy, did you hear about the Nigerian guy called? He was the CEO of Access Bank in Nigeria, and he died in a helicopter crash with, I think, his wife and his 2 kids.
When did this occur?
Recently, about, I think, last week. Let me see if this is it here.
Obviously, I'm Nigerian. I'm a chartered accountant by training. I worked in a firm called Coopers & Lybrand, and that's why I did my chartered accountancy examinations. And when I qualified, I chose to get into investment banking. And one of the greatest things that happened to me was working in a bank that failed because it taught me how not to run a bank. Having worked there, I was one of the pioneer staff of another commercial bank, and then I got into Access Bank in 2002. I understand my country very well. Having gone to school in the northernmost part of the country, a place called Sokoto, largely Muslim, different weather, different culture, and I come from the southernmost part of the country called Port Harcourt. What this has done for me over time, apart from my professional training, is that it has given me a broad perspective to life, understanding varied cultures, religious tolerance, all of those things. By far the greatest satisfaction, building people, watching the institution grow, seeing how we spread, and making sure we have the right set of people who will take the institution to the very next level. But I think on a larger scale, being able to prove that as Africans, we can create a global enterprise, not just alone, but with a strong team, an enterprise that will stand side by side with some of the largest global institutions in the country, for me is the greatest and the most important thing I can be doing for myself right now.
Rough and Tumble is Nigeria's leading premium children's clothing brand. So we manufacture and we retail children's clothing from 6 months to 16 years. I have found Access Bank to be a bank that is committed to growing women's businesses, not by talking, but by actually walking the talk. So the Access Bank is set up to support women who are serious about growing their businesses. And this dream would not be possible without Access Bank.
Our cooperation with DEG for several reasons. Firstly, it was to build a strong partnership with an institution firmly rooted in Germany, who also understands issues around sustainability. It was also going to be used to support German businesses that come into Nigeria and Nigerian businesses that are importing goods from Germany. So what the facility from DEG was supposed to do was to support SMEs who need to do business out of Germany and give them lines at affordable prices to basically do those imports. And I think it's been very successful. Again, you've seen it across several industries. But I think the best thing about the cooperation or the collaboration is that it's growing just beyond SMEs into how the two institutions actually work and collaborate.
Access Bank in Trinidad and Tobago. And he also started the Wigway University too as well. You know, and some people are saying that it was kind of suspicious when he when that plane crashed. What is this one here? Heidi says, Ansem, I know you would not see it my way, but I stand on my belief. It is just as damaging to the future of Trinidad and Tobago. Okay. All right.
What is he talking about? Access Bank?
I ain't sure. I don't sure. I don't think so. He might be talking about something else that he made a comment on before. Hailey, what exactly are you speaking about? You know, Hailey just go off into a tangent sometimes. I ain't really know now. It is terrible. Is it terrible? It's true, Gary talking. This will have a long-term impact. I don't know. I don't know. I know. But Tommy, this person went to an interview and they was asked this question.
Can you tell me the difference between leadership and management?
The difference between leadership and management is...
Can you tell me the difference between leadership and management?
The difference between leadership and management is management is all about controlling and directing the resources and the people whom you are responsible for. Leadership, on the other hand, is about inspiring, motivating, and influencing people to achieve your objectives. In order to be effective as a manager, you need to be good at management and also leadership. So you need a strong combination of both to achieve your goals. Thank you.
I'm going to repeat that to me.
Can you tell me the difference between leadership and management?
The difference between leadership and management is all about controlling and directing the resources and the people whom you are responsible for. Leadership, on the other hand, is about inspiring, motivating, and influencing people to achieve your objectives. In order to be effective as a manager, you need to be good at management and also leadership. So you need a strong combination of both to achieve your goals. Thank you.
Makes good sense.
It makes sense, doesn't it?
It certainly does.
It certainly does, you know. I mean, there's a big difference between the two.
Absolutely.
Hailey says, Trinbago woman is just as important as oil is to Trinidad and Tobago. So to say the woman is not damaging as the oil spill, obviously you do not value women unless they're naked, sexualizing themselves. Hailey, put on that drink, eh? Hey, Tommy, so how Hailey get there?
Heaven knows.
I mean,
First to begin comparing women to the oil spill
I mean,
is in left field.
you're being generous. It's on Pluto.
You need to come back to Earth.
Yeah. Hailey need to come back to
Earth to Hailey.
Yeah, Earth to Hailey. Please, Earth to Hailey. Please, Colin. Yeah. Earth to Hailey, please, Colin. Please come back to Earth. Yeah, nah, we gotta set up Elon Musk, SpaceX.
Yes.
To bring Hailey back home. Yeah. You gotta. Yeah. God made Trinidad and Tobago women for the purpose of carnival, nakedness, and vulgar behavior. What? Wait. Hailey, put on that drink, please. Please. Put it down. Stop drinking that. Mean with the cricketer last name say, well said. So true. Hope he get the job. Who sent me that, boy? I'm trying to figure who sent. I wonder if it's Mean with the cricketer last name sent me that. Hey, Mean with the cricketer last name. You the one that sent me that? I don't remember, you know. But I get so much thing I told me, boy.
Mm-hmm.
I just even can't play half of them thing I just get. Tommy, did you see the video with the guy? And I ain't playing that one either. With the guy who it appears police broke into his house, and at the end of the day, they look like he expired, so to speak.
No, I don't remember that one.
Yeah, I just get it today, but you know, some of these things, I ain't play that. So I guess this is the information part of the program. I want you all to listen to the Prime Minister of Singapore. And did I play that before, Tommy?
Not sure, but go ahead.
In 1959, when the PAP government first took office, Dr. Goh Keng Swee was appointed Minister of Finance, and he immediately discovered that the treasury was bare, and he had to implement immediate austerity measures, including pay cuts for civil servants and ministers. It was only by the early 1980s, after 2 decades of nation building, that we had started to accumulate a nest egg of reserves. And at that time, our forefathers considered what to do, because they anticipated that the political pressure to spend these reserves would grow, and that if these hard-earned savings were not properly protected, they could be easily and unwisely spent, and once gone is gone. And they felt that they had to do everything they could to guard against this. So in 1984, at the National Day rally, Mr. Lee Kuan Yew talked about how the reserves could be frittered away by a profligate government spending money that it had not itself earned within a single term. And he proposed a simple principle. If a government wants to spend, it must first raise the money, whether by raising taxes, or by making shrewd investments, or some other direct, open, proper means, but not by drawing down on the past reserves that it had inherited. And to guard against a rogue government raiding the reserves, Mr. Lee mooted the idea of a president elected directly by the people, who would have the constitutional power and the moral authority to safeguard the reserves and be able to say no if the government wanted to spend it for an unwise purpose. And that was the concept of the second key. 4 years later, 1988, the PAP government published the white paper on the elected president scheme. After the election, in January 1991, we amended the constitution to create the elected presidency. And Mr. Wee Kim Wee, who was then already the president, took on the new custodial powers and became the first president who wielded the second key. Our first priority was to keep the capital sums in the reserve safe. We hadn't thought very deeply about exactly how much of the income to spend. We just took a standard accounting view that the income from the reserves would be the interest and dividends that we earned on our investments. And we call this net investment income, NII. And we decided that government of the day could spend 100% of the NII. Later, when Mr. Ong Teng Cheong was elected president, he questioned this rule. He asked, why do we allow ourselves to spend 100% of NII? He argued correctly that we should also set aside something for the future, because as the years pass, as the economy grows, if your reserve amount remains constant, it gets smaller relative to the economy, and you ought to allow the reserves also to grow. There's no magic rule to this, but we arrived at a split of 50-50. We split the difference between now and the future. And so, in 2001, Parliament passed a constitutional amendment to protect 50% of NII and add that to the reserves. And the other 50%, the government of the day could spend. So 50% for the present, 50% for the future. Over time, we realized that NII may not be the best measure of what you should be able to spend. Because when we invest, we do not just look at income from dividends and interest. We also expect to make capital gains, which are often more important than dividend payouts. For example, if you had bought Facebook shares at their IPO in 2012 at a price of $38 US, yesterday you would have had their value gone up 12 times because Meta closed at $455 US yesterday. But you would not have received 1 cent of dividends. Meta is about to pay their first dividends next month in March. So in that circumstance, can we say returns from the investment is zero? No, it's wrong. So we decided we should consider not just the interest and dividends, but also include capital gains as well. And of course, you must take into account capital losses as well. And that means spending on the basis of overall investment returns, capital gains and losses, plus in earnings, plus income, interest and dividends, instead of just investment income. We also studied how other institutions which had built up large endowment funds managed them, particularly US Ivy League universities like Yale and Harvard. Harvard has the biggest fund, Yale has quite a big fund, but Yale had a model which was very successful and very respected. We learned how they implemented consistent spending rules, how they smoothened out the draw on funds, because from year to year the fund performance can be volatile. We must understand this. We can project 4% long-term expected returns. Next year, what will you earn? God only knows. It can be plus 10, it can be minus 10. Hopefully, after 20 years, it's something like what you projected, but really, it's volatile from year to year. And you have to find some intelligent way to smooth it out so that you can spend steadily and not be whiplashed. So we studied them, we modeled our rules on these ideas. So in 2008, we amended the Constitution again to specify that the government would spend out of net investment returns, NIR, instead of net investment income, NII. But we kept the 50% rule, so the government could spend 50% of net investment returns instead of 50% of net investment income. And we call this amount, which a government can draw from the reserves and add to the annual budget to spend, the NIRC, Net Investment Return Contribution. And this is how we arrive at today's system of spending half of investment returns and saving the other half. After decades of refining and improving the system, testing it out, making sure that it worked as intended.
Yep.
Oh God, Tommy, you see why people see things, they start off, and two important things there. They look at the endowment funds for Harvard and Yale. And here is why, folks. Here is why. The top 10 college endowments in the United States. These endowments play a crucial role in supporting academic programs, scholarship, and research initiatives. Here are the institutions with the largest endowment. Number 1, Harvard University, with an impressive endowment of $50.9 billion. Let me repeat that.
With a B.
Harvard University, yes, Tommy, with an impressive endowment of $50.9 billion. Harvard leads the pack. Its financial resources surpass the GDP of several countries. So, Tommy, what you have to do and what they did is see what the best of the best are doing. That's not rocket science. That's simple.
That's right. You need a wheel, don't reinvent the wheel.
Don't reinvent the wheel. Correct. Who's number 2? Yale University. Yale boasts an endowment of nearly $41.4 billion, making it the second highest among U.S. universities. So you know what they did? You know what they did, Tommy? They went and said, well, Harvard, you have 50 billion in endowment. Yale have 41 billion. The top 2 universities in the United States of America. Let's see what they are doing. We're learning from the best. Right? Now, third is University of Texas System, which has 30.8 billion. Fourth is Stanford University, which has 26.4 billion. 5 is Princeton University, which have 25.9 billion. 6 is MIT, which has 16.5 billion. 7th is University of Pennsylvania, which have 13.7 billion. 8th is Texas A&M University, which has 10.5 billion. If you notice something, Tommy.
Yes, number 9 and number 10. Number 9 has less. Number 10.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And not only that, Tommy, but most of the Ivy League schools are tops when it comes to endowment.
That's right.
Let me repeat that. Most of the Ivy League schools are tops when it comes to endowment. And we already go ahead.
Because the alumni contribute very generously.
Correct is right. You see? Because these schools are also creating entrepreneurs. So they could start big companies like Bill Gates. I think Bill Gates dropped out of Harvard, you know.
Yeah, he didn't finish.
He didn't even finish. He didn't have to finish. Just imagine the amount of contribution Bill Gates made. Bill Gates. Is it? No. Zuckerberg. My mistake.
Both Gates and Zuckerberg didn't finish school.
Oh, okay. So both Bill Gates and Zuckerberg didn't finish school. I think Zuckerberg dropped out of Harvard. But you know the amount of support he gives to Harvard now? Yeah? So that's just an example, folks. They went to the best of the best. Who do we go to when we need information? We go to Venezuela.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, God. Look, when we go to Venezuela. Haile says all issues have to be of concern. None is more important than the other. Each and every one of the issues will affect Trinidad and Tobago future in a destructive way. We can't just keep on going this way. Haile, there are issues that are more important than each other. All the issues are not the same. They are not the same. I don't know if Tommy will agree with that.
No, they cannot be the same.
They can't be the same. How could be the same?
Cannot.
You go tell me an oil spill had the same thing to do with Carnival on a Carnival day? An oil spill? Carnival is like a week. Once Carnival done, you go back to normal. You spend one bit of money for Carnival, you put yourself in debt, and when you finish, you're going back now to figure out what you're going to do. I saw a video and I had to edit the video. You know what problem we have, Tommy? We have young ladies running around the tongue with a $5,000 Louis Vuitton bag with $200 in it. Let me repeat that.
Yeah, I hear you.
A Louis Vuitton bag that costs, let me be realistic, costs $1,500, and there are $300 in it. Really? But you have your bag. You have your Louis Vuitton bag. Ali says every time a new history surfaces, the old is forgotten like it never existed. That is a reason to see Trinidad and Tobago resident as a big joke. A don't care nation, a people who is destructive. But listen,
Distracted too.
yeah, and we play the song by Valentino. This place nice. This place nice. Ikabodi, welcome. Look at this man attire in Parliament. Thanks. Which man is that?
The same man from Singapore.
Oh, yeah. Correct is right. He ain't dress up. Eh? You know what that's like, Tommy? Google. When you go for interviewing Google, you don't wear no suit no more. Google and them and telling you have to come in a suit no more. When you wear a suit, what does that mean to say? You could have one of the best suit. That don't mean to say you're the best employee and best person for the job. So they say, nah, all they be dressing down. Look at that fella in Parliament. We have people wearing all kind of suit, all kind of thing in Parliament, and them shouldn't even be close to the Parliament. Them shouldn't be close to the Parliament. So, Ikabodi, that's a very good point. Very excellent point. Yeah? Well, I hope that's what you meant, Tommy.
I think that's what he meant. I believe so. I think
that's what he meant to. Yeah. Look at the man in Parliament.
Yeah, because the attire doesn't have anything to do with the substance.
Correct is right. That's exactly 100% right. You know, give me substance any day. And that's where it comes in, Tommy, that Massa Day not done in Trinidad and Tobago. When you have to dress up to go to a governmental office. In 2024. Well, I need to go and get a document. I had to pawn good clothes and all kind of things. Look how that fella, excellent point, you know. As a matter of fact, let me give you a round of applause for that. Yeah, Tommy. That is a round of applause. That is a very good point. And that is what we like to see in here. We like observant, critical thinking people. Yeah. Excellent point. Take this. That's what we want to know, Tommy. We want people to think critically. Think
outside the box.
Think outside the box. Because staying inside our box, we ain't going nowhere fast enough. Fast, we ain't going nowhere. So, folks, put your closing comments in the chat. Ikabodi, if you like, you can put a closing comment in the chat. Highly mean with the cricketer last name. Yeah.
Madness.
He's still there, boy. Madness. Rodney Smith, if you're still there. Fat Soul, if you're still there. Caribbean Soul, if you're still there. I wonder if Caribbean Soul is Fat Soul, brother, boy. Caribbean Soul and Fat Soul.
Highly.
Vishram, if you're still there as well. Yeah. Richard Young, boy. That fella come in and he going quick, boy. Captain Singh, boy. If you're still there. Ben Meha, if you're still there.
Rodney Smith.
Yeah, Rodney Smith. Yeah.
Margot.
Yeah, Margot, if you're still there, definitely. Ikabodi says, I learn a lot from you all. Thanks for the time. Absolutely, man. That's all we're trying to do, you know. We're trying for people to think. That's all we're trying for people to think. You see, when we heard from the Prime Minister of Singapore, and he addressed those issues, and he brings up Yale, and he brings up Harvard endowment. Most colleges have an endowment. And when you could have 50 billion in an endowment, that means to say that you have to invest in that endowment. And normally, those endowment of those Ivy League schools, because Tommy, of course, they didn't start with 50 billion.
No.
Right?
They started with humble amounts.
Humble amount. Correct is right.
They grew, and they may have invested it also.
Yeah, and you hear what they said? It's larger than the GDP of many countries.
Many countries.
Right? What is the GDP of Trinidad and Tobago? Let me see that. I'm gonna figure it out. What's the GDP of Trinidad and Tobago? And Tobago.
What's Trinidad and Tobago's GDP? What is Trinidad and Tobago's GDP?
2021, the nominal GDP for Trinidad and Tobago was $24,460,196,270.69, according to World Development Indicators.
24.46 billion USD.
There we go.
24.46 billion USD.
Yes. Harvard is twice times Trinidad and Tobago GDP. And Yale is almost twice times Trinidad and Tobago GDP. Yeah? Think about that. Yeah. Captain Singh is a troublemaker, you know. Captain Singh said to all my PNMites, remember to come out and vote PNM. Trinidad has been stabilized by the past 10 years, last 10 years. Do not undo our hard work. Great is the PNM. It shall be. Captain, you real jokey, you know. Captain, them UNC people go after you, you know. Go ahead. Go ahead with your rhetoric. Go ahead, Captain. So, folks, we're going to go for a quick station identification and we'll be right back after this. Stick and stay. It's Sunday Talk, Let's Talk Politics with yours truly, Professor Wall Street and Uncle Tommy and you on WZYE 95.9 FM.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE LP 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
We are back with you. It's Sunday Talk, Let's Talk Politics with yours truly, Professor Wall Street and Uncle Tommy and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, we come to you every Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m. TNT time and 12 to 3 p.m. USA time. Yeah. Indra says, welcome Indra. Was on all the time. Very informative program. Enjoy the Calypso. Coulda, woulda, shoulda very much. Yeah. We had to play that a little more often, don't know, Tommy.
Yep.
Because we in Trinidad and Tobago, we coulda, we woulda, and we shoulda, you know. Yeah. Captain Singh say, Walls, call Jack Warner next show. All right, Captain, we go call him.
No problem.
We go call him for you, just for you, Captain. Yeah, we call her UNC man. We go call her UNC. You go call one of your friends.
Remember last time we called him, he was in an All-Fours tournament.
Correct is right. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think Captain was there. Captain might have been in the tournament too. You understand? Captain might have told him, don't take them fellas call it from foreign.
Mhm.
Captain boy, Captain, you coulda, if you woulda, and you shoulda. Captain boy is saying, boy, you know, I shoulda vote for the PRM. But I coulda, but I didn't want to woulda. Oh God. So folks, what is my closing comment? My closing comment is very simple. Let me find it for you. My closing comment is, okay. You can't always have a good day, but you can always face a bad day with a good attitude. You can't always have a good day, but you can always face a bad day with a good attitude. From where I sit, this is it. The clock on the wall, so that's all I like to say, but I've got to go. Remember, hard work beats talent. When talent doesn't work hard, and for every 60 seconds of anger, you lose 1 minute of happiness. See you. Same WZY time, same WZY channel. Remember, tomorrow we are on from 7 to 10 p.m. TNT time and 6 to 9 p.m. USA time. Go ahead, Tommy.
This one's from Plutarch, the Greek philosopher. He says, the mind is not a vessel to be filled, but a fire to be kindled. The mind is not a vessel to be filled, but a fire to be kindled. Like I always say, you the man in the mirror. You have to be the change you want to see. But if when you look in that mirror and you don't like what you see, do not blame the mirror. Do not look down on a person unless you give them a hand up. Love you all. Be safe. Talk to you tomorrow, God willing.
Thank you, Tommy.
Thank you.
Let's see here. Okay. Hold on a second. Eileen says, the truth can be ignored by ignorance. But when it is all said and done, the truth will always remain. Wherever a lie is hiding, the truth will find it. Evil stands no chance against God. All right, Eileen. All right. Captain Singh say you don't have any regret supporting the UNC. Yeah, all right, Captain. No problem. We have no problem. You could support whoever you want. We always say that, right, Tommy?
That's right.
We believe that you have the right to support whichever party you want, whichever politician you want, all the time. So, folks, we are out of here, and we're going to go out tonight with Shadow. I could have this, I would have this, and I would have that. If I could have, and I would have, I should have. All right? See you guys tomorrow. Later.
Playing your games, you get your tail cut. And after that, it's ifs and buts. If I was bigger, if I was stronger, if my hands was a little longer, and all the time you're ifing and you're butting. If and buts doesn't mean a thing. If and buts are words that you use when you want to make excuse, like I could have this, I could have that, I should have this, I should have that. Well, if you could have,
I could have that,
you should have,
I should have that,
and if you could have,
I could have that,
you would have,
I would have that.
If you could have this, and you could have that, you would have this, and you would have that, and all the could and the shoulda. Everything would have been like they would have. You could have what?
I could have that,
You could have what?
I could have that,
You could have what?
I could have that,
You could have what?
I could have that.
Nami ay. You nami ay. You know you can't box, you jump in the ring. And all the time, you're bobbing and you're weaving. What up, come? You fall on the ground. Not for help, you jump up quick, quick, pop in your head. Before you lie down and pretend you're dead. Before you tell yourself to resign, one set of nonsense go into your mind. I could have this, I could have that, I should have this, I should have that. Well, if you could have,
I could have that,
you should have,
I should have that,
and if you should
I
have,
should have that,
you would have,
I would have that,
but you could have duck when he run amok, or you could have twist and he would have missed. But you stand up like a stiff with your big head. If they didn't stop the fight, you would have dead. You could have what?
I could have that,
You could have what?
I could have that,
You could have what?
I could have that,
You could have what?
I could have that.
I hear they have a saying, man and woman equal. Believe what they say, you know, I nearly killed me girl. 2 bags of cement to go up on a hill. I'm glad we equal, girl, come and prove your skill. And so I live a bag of cement and I put it on her head. She fall down on the pavement, she nearly dead. I told her I am sorry, I did apologize. She tell me do not worry, plus a lot of lies. I could have did, I could have that, I should have did, I should have that. And if you could have,
I could have that,
you should have,
I should have that,
and if you should have,
I should have that,
you would have,
I would have that,
if you could have do what you should have do, you would have do what you could have do. You should have said, woman, tote the load from in front, carry man in the belly for 9 whole months. You should have that.
I should have that,
You should have that.
I should have that,
You should have that.
I should have that,
You should have that.
I should have that.
Mami, Rama. We drive from the savannah, I feel I want to pee. I pull up by a corner and I lean up on a tree. The way she watching me, I know she want to pee. Up there are plenty tree, but she can't stand up like me. I do me thing quick, I run back in the car. She grabbed me by my collar, she wanted war. She watched me in my face and she started to cuss. Like she wanted me to wait till my blood a bust. I could have this, I could have that, I should have this, I should have that. If I could have,
I could have that,
I would have.
I would have that,
And if I would have,
I would have that,
I should have.
I should have that,
If I could have do what I should have do, I would have do what I could have do. But when a hot pea come down on you, a man got to do what he got to do. I could have what?
I could have that,
I could have what?
I could have that,
I could have what?
I could have that,
I could have what?
I could have that.
I don't want to wait too long to say I should have been gone. So I'm going.